guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It is 9 o'clock and it's time for another video. And today I want to talk to you. I'm going to review. It's a review, but it's not a review of a trick. It's not a review of anything like that. It's a review of a venue. And I want to do a couple of venue reviews over the next few weeks. I think that would be a fun thing to do. Because let's be honest, in the magic community, we love magic. We love watching magic, we love performing magic, we love learning magic, and I personally love going to venues and watching magic at venues. I really do. And a lot of the time when I go to a place, I'm normally performing at that venue, or I'm teching Ryland, who's performing at that venue. But normally, it's not relaxing. But I want to start doing venue reviews, and a lot of you will know, if you're regular viewers of Magic TV, that I have just come back from North Wales. And I went to a place called Llandudno, and I spent the entire week with my family, hanging out, having a great time. And we basically spent most of the week at the Magic Bar Live. And we went to Llandudno because we'd never been to the Magic Bar Live. And Ryland and Thea are good friends with Emma and Emma. Oh my gosh, my brain has gone. So start again. The Magic Bar Live is run by Chris and Emma Williams. The Magic Bar Live is run by Chris and Emma Williams, and they are fantastic people. And they've got two wonderful, wonderful kids. Absolutely amazing. And my kids are friends with their kids, right? They hang out at Blackpool Magic Convention, and Ryland's been saying that he's been wanting to go to the Magic Bar Live for ages. So because I had such a busy summer, Sarah said, well, why don't we go on holiday for a week? We'll book a little little house, little bungalow thing out in the country, and we'll go to the Magic Bar Live a few times. And I was like, yeah, brilliant, that's absolutely amazing, let's do that. So those of you, we abused the Magic Bar Live. So we arrived on the Friday and we left the following Thursday. So we were there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And we were there Thursday. And we were there every single day. So on the Friday, we went to the Magic Bar Live in the evening. The Saturday, we went to the Magic Bar Live in the evening. Sunday, we went to the Magic Bar Live in the afternoon. Monday, we went to the Magic Bar Live. Yes. Tuesday we went to the Magic Bar Live. There was one day that we didn't go. It was Tuesday. We didn't go on the Tuesday evening because we had something else that we needed to do. But almost every other day we went to the Magic Bar Live. And so this is a review of the Magic Bar Live. And if you're a magician and you're in the UK and you're looking to go on holiday for a few days and you live and you're wanting to go to a beautiful place, Llandudno is beautiful. Outside of the magic, we did so much fun stuff, like my kids went to Bounce Below. There's a mine shaft, an old disused mine shaft, and they've built massive trampolines down there, multiple level trampolines and UV lights and everything, and you're just bouncing around down under a mine. It's insane. So we did a lot of fun stuff. We went and performed, did a whole bunch of really fun stuff, went to the beach, went to various different tourist attractions. We had a great time, but the focus was going to the Magic Bar Live. And I'll tell you right now, I'm hoping to do an interview with Chris very soon. Chris Williams, who owns the Magic Bar Live with a partner, and his wife Emma. They're lovely people. But I'm telling you right now, Chris is one of the most talented family performers that I have ever seen. I'm telling you right now, on record, Chris Williams is one of the best magicians I've ever seen. He's one of those annoying all-rounders that can do it all. He can perform for kids in character brilliantly. His background is being a clown, so he can clown. He can do circus skills. He can do plate spinning. He can do balancing acts. But as well as that, he can do magic. He can do mentalism. He can do close-up magic. He can do literally everything. And we saw him perform so many times over the course of the week. And every single time we saw him do at least a 45-minute show. And at no point did he repeat any material. Like, the guy has so much material, it's ridiculous. And also, you guys say I'm busy. I was tired just watching Chris. This guy just works non-stop. You have to watch him perform. Honestly, watching Chris perform is a masterclass. So, And the cool thing about the magic bars, they're open in the morning, they're open in the afternoon, they're open in the evening. They're a cafe in the afternoon and the morning, and then they're a full-on magic bar in the evening. And they do food throughout the day and into the evening. Their breakfast, we went to breakfast there twice. Their breakfasts are brilliant. Their food in the evening is amazing. They do themed magic cocktails, which is really cool as well. But the actual venue is really nice, really big. You walk in, there's a nice bar area. There's magic memorabilia all over the place. You really feel like you're walking into somewhere special. And then at the front, there's a stage, and it's not the biggest stage in the world. It's kind of bigger than the House of Secrets, but it's not the biggest stage in the world. And the seating is set up so that everybody has the perfect view. It's tabled seating, so you have different tables that people sit at and then watch the thing. Wonderful venue, absolutely wonderful venue. There's lighting rigs set up. It's got a sound desk, everything is professionally shot. It's not like they've got a QTX speaker in the corner and then that's it. They have given a lot of thought to the layout of this bar and the technical requirements of the people that are performing in there. Now, what I love so much about the Magic Bar Live is every evening there's something going on, but it's a different thing every single evening, and I'm very probably going to forget. I'm going to try my best. So on the Friday, the first night that we were there, we saw Close-Up Magic. So we saw Close-Up Magic. And what was interesting is they had the North Wales Magic Circle come and perform the Close-Up Magic. So there's no show. It's literally just close-up. And they perform the close-up around the tables, and there's multiple magicians of differing ages. The Magic Bar Juniors are there. They are awesome, by the way. Absolutely awesome. You had people like Nia Evans there as well. There's this very talented young magician called Macaulay that I saw. He was great. And as well as a bunch of other magicians from the North Wales Circle. And the whole idea is Chris introduces everybody from stage, and then they just spend the whole evening going around doing close-up magic. And because there's so many magicians, you get a chance to see at least 2 or 3 performances. And I was watching. People were reacting really, really well. I was watching those people that were in there watching that close-up magic, and they were having a fantastic time. They were having an absolute ball. It was so nice to see people just sitting there drinking, eating, watching close-up magic. It was great. And, it was wonderful to see lots of younger magicians as well, kids and teenagers going out doing magic. And Chris should be commended for opening his venue up for all of these people to come and perform and get flight time in a venue. Now, some of the people that were performing don't need flight time, obviously. They were very, very skilled. But other people, maybe they've only been in magic a couple of years, or if they're a younger magician and wanted to get more flight time, having that place to go and get flight time is amazing. And if I was living in North Wales, I would be abusing that place, and I know Ryland would as well. We'd be there every Friday, come rain or shine. Every Friday. So the Friday night was with the close-up magic. Then on the Saturday evening, you have Mystery Box show, which is Chris's kind of signature show that he constantly changes around. It's a family show. It's very, very funny. He did some plate spinning in there. He did magic. He did some mentalism. It's 2 kind of 45-minute halves. So it's 2 45-minute halves. So he does the first half, you grab a drink, he does the second half. Loved the Mystery Box show. Again, I encourage you to go and watch Chris perform. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. He's so engaging. He's one of those people that when he talks, you just want to listen, right? You know what I mean? You just want to listen and pay attention to what he's got to say, and you're literally hanging on the edge of your seat. So that's the Mystery Box show, and there's a gorilla in it. Don't ask. I'm not going to spoil the thing, but there's a gorilla in it that gets involved, and he had me up on stage. Thank you, Chris. Then the next day is something else. My golly gosh, what is the next day? The next day is the day that I didn't go. We didn't go the next day. So the next day, which was the Sunday, we didn't go. I believe it was open, but I wasn't there. So I'm not really 100% sure what happens on the Sunday. On the Monday, they had the Mad Hatter show, which was kind of predominantly aimed at kids. I found out while I was there that Llandudno is a place where Lewis Carroll was inspired to write the Alice in Wonderland books, and I didn't realise. So they've really taken that on board. They've got the Mad Hatter show. Chris is in character as the Mad Hatter. and he really goes into character with his voice and his facial expressions and everything. And the show is all themed to the Mad Hatter and the Tea Party and so on and so forth. And when you pay for the ticket for this show, it's kind of early afternoon. You get afternoon tea as well. They just keep bringing sandwiches and scones and sweets and crisps and God knows what. It was like sausage rolls and pork pies. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be able to eat all of this food. This is incredible. And it's all happening while you're watching this show. And again, it's 2:45 minutes. So that's the show. And although it was kind of aimed at kids, there were adults. There were just adults in the venue that were watching it and were having a great time as well. So that was the Monday. The Tuesday, that was another day I didn't go. We went for breakfast, but we didn't go because we went to the beach. But I believe that Ollie Stone was performing, and it's kind of more of a magic and music evening. So there's magic on, and I think Ollie does 2 15 minutes, and then there's music on. Old time music, so I imagine there were a lot of old people there. Now, I will just say, if you haven't heard of Ollie Stone, he's going to be a big name in this industry. If you went to the Blackpool Magic Convention 2024 and you went to the Bear Pit, you will have seen him there. I did a 5x5 on him on Monday, just gone, so you can go and watch that 5x5 if you want to. Ollie is amazing. He was very, very good. I was really, really, really enjoying his performances. And he's got a very bright future. He's doing his second stage show, sort of mid-September. And if anybody lives in the Wales area, please go and support him, because I got a chance to see his set list and it's going to be incredible. But he does the show he's there working full time. So he's there doing the close-up as well. He's there kind of doing everything. Then on the Wednesday, that was my favourite night. Chris does a show. So Chris does the first half. So Chris does the first half. It's a comedy evening. It's magic comedy, right? And there were 3 performers. There's normally 2, but there's 3 performers here this week. Now, the first performer was Chris. So 2 45-minute shows. So he did about 35 minutes. And again, completely different material. It was more comedic based. It wasn't as much family entertainer. He did a really great presentation, by the way, of the new trick that we did on a mat test by Chris Rawlins, Declassified. He killed an audience with Declassified. I thought his performance of that was amazing. And he also did on the other night, I should have mentioned, the best version of Best Ever Knots Off Silk that I've ever seen by Jeff McBride. So brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And then we had a 10-minute spot from Kay Dyson. So if you don't know Kay Dyson, she's lectured at the Magic Circle. She is a very, very successful trade show magician, very, very successful close-up magician. She's based up in Yorkshire, and she came along and she's putting a new stage show together. So she was working in material, and she had some really clever bits. She's very funny. She's naturally funny. You know, if she was on Britain's Got Talent, I imagine that Alicia would say that she's got, funny bones. That's the sort of thing that they say, isn't it? She was very, very funny, naturally funny, bit cheeky, but not in a rude way. And the highlight for me, although she did some really good stuff, the highlight for me was her vent mask routine. She combined doing a vent mask with French Kiss by Wayne Houchin. So she did French Kiss by Wayne Houchin combined with a vent mask routine. Very, very, very creative thinking. This is the perfect example of making a trick your own. And you can see that she's looked at this and she's like, right, okay, I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. How can I make it different? I know I'm going to do this. And I think that she'd only just started putting that into her act, but I think that could become a signature piece of her new show. I thought it was exceptional, really, really good. And then, as much as I love Chris Williams and as much as I love Ollie and everyone else I've mentioned and Kay, the highlight for me of the whole trip was Paul Roberts. Now, I've known Paul Roberts for years. I've seen him perform before. I've always been a big fan of Paul Roberts. Paul is amazing. So Paul is one of my favourite performers. And also, he's what everybody in the magic community should aspire to be, in that he is incredibly talented, he is incredibly knowledgeable, he's incredibly giving, and most importantly, on top of all of that, he is one of the nicest people you will ever meet. He will help anybody. He would literally take the shirt off his own back if you were cold. He's that sort of person. I love Paul Roberts, I really do. And I'm going to go on record now. And I've seen some hilarious comedy magicians. I've seen Scott Alexander. I've seen Alan Hudson, Kat Hudson. I think that there's some amazing comedy magicians out in the world. I do comedy magic. I go to Smoke and Mirrors. Talking about Smoke and Mirrors, Mark Bennett is one of the best comedy magicians you'll ever see. I've seen a lot of comedy magicians. I love comedy magic. I'd say Paul that night was the best act I've ever seen, bar none. And I'll tell you something. My wife texted me. We were sitting opposite each other. She's halfway through, and so he did the whole second half. We're halfway through his bit, right? And she just texted me. Bearing in mind, Sarah's always said, "You're my favourite comedy magician," and I think she's lying, but she says it. She texted me halfway through his act, and she just said, "I think I've found a new favourite comedy magician. Sorry." And honestly, I can't argue with her because honestly, if I went on stage and then Paul went on stage, he would wipe the floor with me. He was funny. His character was completely on point. His use of music was brilliant. And the problem is with a lot of comedy magicians, the magic isn't very good. They hide behind the comedy. It's the comedy is the focus and it's not the magic. But what Paul did is it was hilarious. It was so well presented. It was so well structured. He was slick without looking like he was slick. But the magic was phenomenal. One of the things that I've always said, and I've said it on this channel before, I've never liked the floating table. I think the only person that can do the floating table really well is Llandudno. I've seen so many people do it badly. It just looks like you're holding a table up with a stick. Paul nailed the floating table. Absolutely nailed the floating table. Nailed it. If anybody wants to see how to do the floating table properly, go and watch Paul Roberts. I'm telling you right now. But there were so many incredible moments. His psychic touch routine was the best psychic touch routine I've ever seen. It's the first time I've seen a psychic touch routine where it's not played serious. It's played in a kind of a comedic way. You're still getting the impact of the routine, but he's making people laugh while he's doing it. And it worked, and it worked so well. His finale was amazing. His show, his music, everything was so slick. Right from the opening bit, right from the very first opening, when he first walked out on stage, he's got this pre-recorded track. And I tend to find a lot of these pre-recorded tracks are very cheesy and dated. This one isn't. This one was actually funny. It wasn't an off-the-shelf one. It was one that I think he'd scripted himself. But everything was so funny about this act. This is the best performance of a comedy magician I've ever seen. I'm not going to say Paul is the funniest comedy magician I've ever seen because I've seen lots of other people and there's lots of comedy magicians that I love. But I will tell you that night, that act, I've never seen better. Just as simple as. And if you want a masterclass in how to be a comedy magician, go and check out Paul Roberts. He is brilliant. On the Thursday night, which was the last night we were there, we had Jay Gatling do his full show. So Chris wasn't there; he was performing somewhere else. And Jay Gatling has had the summer season at the Magic Bar Live, and I've not really seen Jay perform before. We've met a few times. I've not really seen him perform before. Jay was incredibly slick. He was like the actual definition of a magician's magician. And I mean that in a really good way. He was so slick. Everything was perfectly timed. You could tell he was scripted, but at the same time, he was loose. His magic all made sense. He had some wonderful Rubik's Cube stuff. He finished with a Rubik's Cube wall where he didn't use the gimmicks. He did Rubik's wall without doing the traditional Bondley Rubik's Cube. He was just doing it. For real. And Ryland just turned around to me in the performance and he went, he's actually just mixing those cubes up. And I'm like, yep, yes he is. And Ryan was just there going, damn. Just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And you know, he looked like a magician. He looked like Doctor Who. And I think I understand why. I can tell that, I spoke to him afterwards, he's a huge Doctor Who fan. And I can tell because half of his music was inspired by the 11th Doctor. He had lines in there from the 10th Doctor. That had nothing to do with Doctor Who. He'd just thrown lines in that if you were a Doctor Who fan, you'd pick up on it. But if you weren't a Doctor Who fan, it just sounds like a line. And he had a wonderful card routine that's all based around time travel and things travelling backward and forward in time. Jay, great, and probably the best linking ring routine I've ever seen. His linking ring routine is so slick. Again, if you ever get a chance to see Jay Gatling, and he told me he's in the IBM stage competition coming up in a couple of weeks. So my advice is, if you're in, based on what I just saw, if you're in the IBM stage competition and you're competing, run. Basically, because if I was entering that stage competition and I saw that, I would run. I would just go, nah, not for me. I've broken my finger, mate. Can't do it. Get a backup. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. Yeah, very, very slick. Magician's magician. Absolutely fantastic. The bar is wonderful. Everybody is so friendly. Everybody is so nice. Everybody is so wonderful. It's so inviting. We didn't plan on going to the Magic Bar as many times as we did, but we went there because me and the wife and the kids were just like, what should we do? Let's go to the Magic Bar. We love magic. They're all so friendly there. The prices are great. The drink is great. The food is great. The venue is great. And honestly, the street that the Magic Bar's on, they really should call it Diagon Alley, because the shop to the right of the Magic Bar is like this joke shop that has a couple of little magic tricks. Then opposite, you've got this mystical shop, crystals and new age magic and stuff like that. To the left of it, you've got this Harry Potter shop, which is all Harry Potter memorabilia. Like, the whole street is just basically to do with magic, and it's like this is basically Diagon Alley. They've built Diagon Alley in Wales, in Llandudno. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Put it this way: before we left, my wife has booked to come back next year. She's booked the accommodation. She's booked to come back next week, because she's like, this is one of my favourite trips that I've had away domestically, not when we've gone abroad, but domestically. I'm absolutely coming back here. This is amazing. And we're just going to hang out at the Magic Bar all day, every day. We're going to move a bed in. That's what we're going to do. And it's dog friendly as well. So we had our dog Indy with us, and she was hanging out in the bar. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. If this is a review of a venue, I'm going to give it 1,000% plus Tulin. And anybody who watches the Craig and Ryland review show will know what 1,000% plus Tulin means. It means it's absolutely amazing. There's some wonderful venues in the UK. I'm going to be reviewing all of them. We're going to look at Houdini's, Smoke and Mirrors, the Oracle Bar, Slights, the House of Secrets, one of my personal favourites. We're going to be talking about all of them. But for the Magic Bar Live, I'm giving it 1,000% plus Tulin. It's amazing. If you find yourself in Wales, you need to go and visit. And if you live anywhere in North Wales and you haven't been there, have a quiet word with yourself, get in the car, go over there any night of the week. It's going to be brilliant. Go and support this venue, because it's a new venue. It's only been open for a couple of years, and we really need to support these entrepreneurs because this venue is helping make more people love magic, because people are coming on holiday there. They're walking in, they're getting tickets, they don't really know what to expect, and they're walking away having an amazing experience of magic, and that's because of this venue. Absolutely brilliant. And I will end this review by telling you one thing. If you are in Llandudno, whatever it is, and you want to do something else, go to Green Oaks Family Park. If you've got kids, they'll love it. But Chris is there as well doing shows. And I swear to God, one of the most amazing things I ever saw happened at this place. Chris, who's got a background in juggling, I told you, balanced a fence on his chin. I kid you not. He started balancing this, and then he did a balance challenge, and he kept grabbing more and more random stuff to balance. And then he's like, I know, I'll balance a fence. And he put this fence on his chin and balanced it, and it was incredible. In fact, I got a video of the moment he balanced the fence. So for the finale of this little review video, I'm going to play you that footage. So there you go, guys. That's a review of a venue. Would you like to see more venue reviews? If you would, let me know in the comments down below. Where would you like me to review? It's a new thing for the channel. If you don't want me to do this again, if you think this is the single most pointless, boring video that you've ever seen, let me know, and I will wipe it from the from the YouTube history, and we'll never have to do it again. It's up to you. This channel exists for you guys. I put the content on that you guys like, and if there's something you don't like, it goes away. It's as simple as that. But do me a favor, let me know what you think in the comments down below. You want to see more videos like this, like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Also, if you haven't already done so, go and join the Netrix. It's www.thenetrix.com. It's my online streaming platform for magicians. You can get access immediately and see what all the fuss is about. Hundreds of tricks going up there every single week. It's awesome, so go and join the Netrix. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon. My name's Craig from Magic TV.